Y'all, I don't know if you've been picking up on the energy of this, but the women is tired. Not tired, tired. Let's take a look at this. Now, I've been noticing this energy starting to peak since the full moon in Scorpio, but I feel like the culmination of it was the new moon in Taurus, which occurred on May 19th, 2023 at 11:52 a.m. Eastern. So let's get into this. All of this Taurus energy. This was the chart for the new moon in Taurus. That Taurus stellium, whoa. And why is it a whoa? Well, what is the ruler of Taurus? Venus. And where is Venus right now? Cancer. And where was Venus on the new moon? So this specifically seemed to impact women. And also look, 29th degree of Mars in Cancer. The themes that have been coming up in my circles of women, friends, clients, acquaintances, etc. is that the women are tired. They tired, y'all. Tired. What women have been doing specifically is looking at the value in their relationships, expressing that they don't feel that value in a lot of their relationships. The sun was highlighting that. The moon was making us feel it even more. Uranus was making these be sudden revelations, like contact with an understanding that just seemed brand new and brash and full. Mercury coming out of retrograde meant that we had time to reflect during the 3 weeks that Mercury was retrograde in Taurus, and we were having realization. And then Jupiter, newly in Taurus, meeting up with the North Node in Taurus, which has been calling on us for the last 18 months to strive towards that we value, to strive towards themes of self-worth, to leave behind power struggles, abuse, trauma, South Node, and Scorpio teens. Now, this also brings up something very interesting. Uranus is at 19 degrees of Taurus during the new moon in Taurus, and Chiron was situated at 18 degrees of Aries. I've been talking about Chiron for quite some time now. And what specifically comes up is I'm going back to something that I put in about Chiron when it first entered Aries back on February 18th, 2019, and it's going to be there until April 14th of 2027. So let's get into it and check out this post that I made those years ago. The warrior alchemist emerges. So the themes that particularly stood out to me about the Chiron and Aries transit, first of all, I have to say this one, taking an active role in healing, meaning each one of us is responsible for our healing. We may not be responsible for that which traumatized us, but we are damn sure responsible for taking an active role in our healing. Balancing restriction and rebellion. So that theme came up particularly because sometimes those who feel restricted for any reason, sometimes it's not even a valid reason, but they feel compelled to rebel. You have to take into consideration, is this the correct time to do so? Should I hold back? Or should I buck against that which is trying to hold me back? Alchemizing self-destructive energy. And that one for everyone. Uncovering our true identities. Aries is the sign of I am. You are not your trauma. You're not what happened to you. And when Chiron was in Pisces, I remember this heavy feeling of the woe is me. due to wounding. But in particular, I wanted to talk about the last thing that I have up here, which is healing the divine masculine. While Cancer energy would be representative of the divine feminine and women in general, Mars and Aries energy is linked to the divine masculine. So I saw this particularly as a call for men as a collective to work on their healing, to take responsibility for their healing. And there's a quote down here from Shannon Alder, which says, "The real warriors in this world are the ones that see the details of another's soul. They see the transparency behind walls people put up. They stand on the battlefield of life and expose their heart's transparency so others can finish the day with hope. They are the sensitive souls that understand that before they could be a light, they first had to feel the burn." So feeling the burn is one of the things that helps you transform. When a phoenix rises from its ashes, it first had to burn. There are no ashes without that burning. Now, back to what I was saying about how all of this relates. With Chiron being in Aries, the ruler of that Chiron transit is Mars. And where's Mars on this new moon? Where was it? 29 degrees of Cancer, the critical degree, an anaretic degree that says there's a sense of fucking urgency. What I took from this is that a lot of women were recognizing that the lack of responsibility from our male counterparts to be responsible for their own healing is aggravating to the point where it can't be taken anymore. We was riled up, y'all. We was tired. Because going back to that Taurus stellium, the value, and Venus being in Cancer, pointing to women and the values that we see in our relationships, we tired. Shout out to all of the women who have come to a breaking point. Shout out to all of the women who have decided that their value and their worth needs to be honored. They are going towards what they need to go towards. They are going towards what they need to go towards, which is what the North Node is pointing to. And the importance of this is the North Node and the South Node are going to change shortly to Aries, North Node, and then Libra, South Node. What does it say? Well, if we've taken the time out to go towards that which is valuable to us, to go towards our sense of self-worth and make that a priority, and to leave behind others having power over us, when the North Node moves into Aries, the focus is self. The South Node will be in Libra, which is, I'm not so concerned as much as I was with those partnerships, those relationships. The women's is tied, y'all. Much love to all of you if this has been a particularly difficult time. But this was something that we collectively went through for our highest good. Don't forget it.